Hey Dan,
Hey, Kat. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing great, thanks. Well, welcome to 2025. Well, wait a
Happy
minute.
New Year.
We said that last week too, didn't we?
You probably did because it's just been just over a week.
Yes, that's right. But
But
Happy
it's
New
still
Year.
Happy New Year, right?
And one thing that's interesting is that the new year has definitely kicked off in the real estate market. And
Yes.
before we came on, you were sharing with me some really interesting stats.
Yes.
And things are it's funny because it was pretty quiet over the holidays, and all of a sudden things have gotten hot, right?
Yep. For some listings, that's very true. That's very true. So it's very interesting. So, but we can get into so for instance, I just talked to an agent that had a Rambler listed, and we'll just say between South Everett and Mill Creek area, and it was listed in the low sixes, and they had 52 showings, and they got 3 offers, and they ended up, I believe, over asking price, with the highest offer being 30 to 50 over, but it was contingent, so they opted to leave that one alone. But other than that, yeah, it's a pretty good market out there for sellers. If you're and I have to throw in the caveat, if you're well prepared for the market, right? So in this particular case, this little Rambler has been completely remodeled, older, but on a good sized lot, nice flat lot, and so fairly desirable, so um and I
And they
believe they
had,
had it staged nicely.
speaking of the devil, staging.
Yes.
Or you want to talk about that sometime
Well,
today,
yeah,
or
yeah. Do you want to lead off with the stats, or do you want to lead off with the staging? And by the way, you guys, hi. Go ahead, ask me real estate questions. I'm here to answer your questions. You have questions about commission. You have questions about, how much it costs to sell a house, what it looks like to be represented by a buyer's agent, any of those things, you guys, or how to get a house ready for the market. I'm happy to tackle any issues you think that you can think of in the housing market. And then Dan Mellis is here with Nexa Mortgage, and he is my go-to loan officer that I seek all things lending. And he's done a really great job for my clients for the last several years, and including some family members. So there you go. So ask any questions about lending also, and I will forward them along to Dan. We're live streaming on Facebook, YouTube through his channel, and then I'm live streaming on TikTok. So the TikTok people can ask me questions. Otherwise, you'll have to go through Dan Millis.
well, I'll be happy to answer any questions they have. No problem.
Okay.
As long as they're nice and easy. Like, what
Easy,
are
he
it?
wants easy questions, guys. Just
Only
don't ask him about the interest rates. It makes him mad.
No, it does not make me mad. I'm fine with
Oh,
it.
it does. No, you think he does? Oh, yes, it does. It makes him mad.
No.
He gets pretty grouchy about the fact that they won't come down.
They won't. They're just stuck up there like there's glue.
Darn those interest rates.
Oh, the
Well,
doggone rates.
I know.
It's
We keep thinking they're going to come down, and not quite yet, but hopefully sometime first quarter. Hopefully, fingers crossed. We hate to make any kind of predictions because 50% of the time at least you're going to be wrong. So anyway,
well, I will tell you this. I have a special offer for folks that are watching if they want to take us up on it. I've got a new forecast um, email that's coming out from MBS Highway. They recorded it on Monday. Almost done putting it all together. And when I say that, probably I'll work on it tonight, and I'll probably finish up tomorrow. And so it's big. It's like there's like
it's
40.
Barry Habib, right? It's a lot of it's Barry Habib.
It's all Barry Habib, yeah.
Yeah.
And they talk about a lot of different topics. And uh, well, hang on. Let me go to it real quick. I don't want to waste a whole bunch of time, but they do have a bunch of topics that they talk about that are very interesting. They're looking at the employment, how that integrates into interest rates, how rising unemployment rate is basically encroaching on the Fed to do something, because it's a long story. You'll have to look at the email, I suppose, or ask me a question on it. But they're talking about employment in depth. They're looking at inflation very, very in depth. Some of the replacement numbers, and I'll tell you what, when you put it all together, what it points to, and I'm going to laugh about this because you've heard it before, but what it really points to is that the wind should be at our back starting with the February employment numbers, right? And I think I mentioned it last week. Yeah, fingers crossed. We'll see. But we do have the employment numbers coming out tomorrow, so that's interesting. Should be a sneak peek. But really, the February report is going to be important. And then I mentioned last week to keep an eye on January 16th, which is next Thursday, a week from today, right?
Yeah.
And that hasn't changed, okay? Next Thursday is going to start. The initial jobs data is interesting because I would say 90-something% of the time, it's completely ignored. It's like, okay, no big deal. It comes out every week. Nobody cares. I mean, they do care, but they really don't care. It's not a big market mover. But starting next Thursday, it's going to get interesting. And a lot of folks, there are reasons that it's going to be very interesting. Folks have been kind of, there's not a lot of trust. I'll put it this way. I'm trying to couch my words, right? But there's not a lot of trust right now in the Bureau of Labor Statistics numbers. They've been lousy, right? I mean, they've overstated by double the number of jobs that are out there. And that's not, I'm not just, talking out of my hat here. It's a fact. They have this final queue up called the QCEW report, and it's a fact. And so people are wondering, economists, when I say people, are wondering, what is this going to start to look like once we get past the new year, and once we start get the new, the job trends, the job data, all that kind of stuff past the new year, because the holiday season, you'd have to be a total
holiday skews everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even Scrooge McDuck doesn't fire his employees on Christmas, So we're past Christmas, we're past the New Year's, and next Thursday is the first initial employment report, initial jobs claim that would be like post New Year. All right. So, and post holiday. So it's going to be interesting. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Well, Dan's kind of a geek on all this economic data stuff. So if you guys are interested, shoot me a DM or him a DM, and he'll put you on his email list and keep you updated. So what's impacting interest rates and why?
Some of it's interesting, some of it's boring, some of it's interesting, but there's a little something for everyone. So anyways, but it's, it definitely, when you watch this stuff day to day, you can kind of see that, you can see where things are headed, and it's the next 3 weeks or so, or it's 4 weeks, are going to be pretty important in the economic world. So we'll see where things head. We'll see. In the meantime, we've got houses to buy, houses to sell. We've got lots of business going on.
We've got data to unpack.
We've got no inventory out there, basically, right?
Yeah.
And
well, inventory it's low. I would say it's not as low as it was a year ago. Snohomish County is down to 0.9 months supply. And so they've had quite a bit of inventory eaten up. And, I think there's been a fair number of cancellations and expirations and things like that as well, kind of, limiting the inventory. But the place to look, you guys, is the new listings coming on the market. That's the real story. Unfortunately, those listings that have been on the market 60 days or more, it's a huge percentage of the total listings on the market right now. And it's still a great opportunity for buyers to jump on those and take a look at those. A lot of them are just fine. They get more attractive as the price goes down. So you should be looking at those listings that have been on the market. They're languishing on the market. There's still a huge percentage of listings on the market right now have been on the market 60 days or more. So, half the story is how quickly can a seller get off the market, within the first 7 or 14 days. What percentage of sellers can get their homes sold within that first week or two. The other half of the story for buyers is that there still is some inventory out there that is going to be priced lower than the new listings coming on the market. So definitely we're taking a look at. So that's what I would be doing if I were looking. So
speaking of those things, let's jump into the stats.
You jump into the stats, Dan?
Yeah. You want to start? Where do you want to start?
Let's see. How about we start with King County?
King County. Let's start with King County. And things are picking up in King County, definitely.
Yeah. I think the next week or two, the data will look even better because what's happening right now in King and Snohomish counties are the homes that are coming on the market, the new listings are getting a lot more attention than even in December. And so I think that data is going to be reflected in a week or two. So right now we're not reporting on that data. I will tell you that I did talk to a listing agent that had a house go under contract yesterday, and it was a little rambler, and they got 52 showings. So that was quite good in 3 offers. So they did make their offer review date. It was completely remodeled though. So, but anyway, that was South Snohomish County.
I'll tell you what really jumps out at looking at the stats for King County right now, and then I'll shut up and let you do your thing. But you've got 42% of the homes pending within the first 7 days. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But on the other side of the spectrum, you've got average days on market 98 days. That seems awfully high.
That's for the total active listings. So, and that's the other half of the equation that we really haven't. I don't hear a lot of people talk about. So the average days on market for the sold listings, well, that's fantastic. That's 41. Okay, so that's your average days on market for the last 30 days for sold listings. Well, those are the ones that actually got under contract. What about the ones that are on the market? The average days on market, it's kind of insane. It's 98 days. That's over 3 months. And so that gets terrifying to sellers and listing agents alike. The median days on market, also worth noting, is up to 77 days on market. And again, this is for all the listings that are currently on the market. That's very up-to-date data. So definitely worthwhile for buyers if they're thinking about jumping into the real estate market. Yes, look at the new listings. You might wind up paying over asking price. There's a good likelihood you will pay over asking price. But if you want to be able to negotiate, you still have those, that huge percentage. Last week it was 62% of homes were on the market 60 days or longer of the current active listings. So that was a week ago. I didn't pull that number today, but it's still a huge percentage because there's not that many homes coming on the market. Let me just go into that really quickly so that you guys get an understanding of how few homes are coming on the market. Because right now we're talking about all of King County. We only had between December 29th and January 4th, we only had 64 homes come on the market in that week. So, and that was essentially last week. We had 94 go pending. So we had 30 more go pending than came on the market. So that necessarily will start to chew up some inventory. So, but that's not a big chunk of homes, right? So there's some homes are selling, yes, but not, it's not anywhere near, our average levels. So this is a very, very slow time of the market. And of those 94, of those 64 homes that were listed, 13 of those sellers opted to set offer review dates. So what I'm doing tomorrow is I'm going to put everybody who set an offer review date in one cart and everybody that did not set an offer review date for this week in another cart. And then we're going to see next Tuesday, Wednesday, how many of those offer review dates actually made their offer review date. They got more than one offer. So I'll be contacting those agents to get the details, but there's not very many of them, right? There's only 13. So yeah, we can, glance at the data and see that they've been off the market and they're pending, by next Tuesday or so, and determine that they probably made their offer review date. And then we can contact a few of them and find out how many offers each one of those sellers received on the offer review dates. Because what I want to do is I want to try to figure out how effective is the offer review date right now, because it's, what do we got? We got, what do we have? Here we go. So we only have 20% of sellers setting offer review dates right now in King County. And so what I want to know, is that hurting them or is that helping them? Are they getting more for their house if they set an offer review date? Or is it scaring buyers away? Because there's a certain point where offer review dates will run buyers off, right? Especially if the seller has not had seller procured inspection, right? So anyway, I think that's interesting information. In previous times when I've run that data, it's been shocking to find out how few sellers were making their offer review date. So something to be leery of, and a good idea to have somebody like me run those numbers to see if it's very effective. So I'd say that little rambler got lucky. They had 52 showings, only 3 offers and 1 contingent. Didn't yield a lot over asking price. Would they have gotten more offers had they not set an offer review date? Yeah. So you have to ask yourself that. You can always kind of test the market. And I kind of, feel like I repeat myself on this one, but I think it bears repeating because you guys, I'm sure a lot of you guys haven't listened to our live stream before, but you can always test the market as a seller. Don't set the offer review date up front. Go ahead and go on the market on Thursday and then see what happens. See the level of activity. So it could be that you would get, 2 or 3 offers by Saturday, or your seller could say, hey, sounds like we've got a couple of offers coming in. Why don't we set an offer review date for Sunday or Monday and give the rest of the buyers a chance to see it? As long as you've got something coming in, you're a little safer setting that offer review date. So anyway, food for thought, right, Dan?
That's a great idea, Kat. That really is.
Yeah. So there's not just 2 options when you list your home. You can just list it without setting an offer review date and see what the activity level is. I like to do Friday evening opens before the weekend. Sometimes I'll do one on Thursday. Normally I don't have time. We go on the market late on Thursday, but then we'll schedule an open house for Friday, sometime between 3 and 6, and kind of gauge the level of activity at that time. And you will have had all your marketing materials out there. All your videos are on social media. Everything will be ready to go on Thursday or by Friday morning. And so that you're fully launched and you can gauge the activity by Friday. And if it looks like it's going to be fairly solid, then take a look at what your Saturday open house looks like. And if people are starting to talk about writing offers and you do have a seller procured inspection, then you may want to go ahead, talk to the seller and see about setting that offer review date. So anyway, interesting stuff. The other thing you can do is you can start, right out of the gate, go, yeah, I want to set an offer review date, but just stand forewarned that some buyers are going to be put off by that.
That's a great strategy, especially for right now, this time of the year, where you're
because it's dicey right now.
Yeah, you're kind of feeling out the market, seeing how things are going, and you're putting a little safety net underneath, just in case things. You just don't know how things are going to go on day one.
Yeah, I mean, even last spring, we set an offer review date on a great property over in had a Woodinville address, I believe, and would have anticipated, which absolutely got run over. I think we had probably 28 people through the 28 groups through the Friday open. I only held it open like an hour and a half or something. I door knocked like 15 doors and handed people brochures and stuff, the neighbors, but we got kind of overrun. And then Saturday open house was fair. I think we had between 6 and 10 groups through, and Sunday was okay as well. And then we ended up at the end of the day, we had an early offer, which would have been our best offer because we also had a second offer on the table. And at the time, that would have we would have gotten, I think, $8,000 more had we taken that taken the offer, considered the two offers we had on the table before the offer review date. So, things to think about, so setting the offer review date on that one, I don't consider it a mistake, but, again, we ended up with 3 offers, but only 2 competing on the actual offer review date because the other one expired. So lots of things to consider when you're thinking about putting a house on the market as a seller and a listing agent or listing broker, as we're known in Washington State. So. Anyway, but I like to point out what your options are, right? You can list it with an offer review date set right up front. You can not list it with an offer review date, just, review offers upon receipt. And then you can maintain, your options. You can keep your option open, which would be option number 3, gauge the activity and then set an offer review date anytime, Sunday through Tuesday, whatever seems like will work with the buyers that may already be interested because you don't want to run them off. So anyway, so I think that's always interesting to talk about. So, but let's talk about King County statistics specifically. So now we've already talked about the fact that there's more buyers out there than sellers coming on the market. So that's good. I mean, that's chewing up some inventory. It's good for sellers. To clarify. Listen, I will clarify what's good for buyers. Most of the statistics are good for sellers right now going forward. So, all right. So we had 42% of homes go under contract within the first 7 days on the market if a seller listed their home between December 22nd and December 28th. We had 49%, King County, we had 49% of sellers get under contract within the first 14 days on the market if they listed their home between December 8th and December 21st. So that would be right before the holiday, right? 20% of sellers set offer review dates last week. And the average days on market for the active listings, all the listings currently on the market, single family residential, not new construction, not manufactureds or condos, is 98 days right now. So that's average days on the market. And the median days on the market for active listings is, I believe it was 77. Is that right? 70. Yeah. So median days on market for King County for active listings currently on the market is 77 days. And that's very current data. And King County has 1.2 months supply of inventory.
Wow.
So that's pretty much a good summary of King County. You want to move on to Snohomish, Dan? I'm kind of getting a little wordy here, aren't I?
Oh, that's okay. Go ahead.
Okay.
So here, Snohomish. Yes.
Okay. Whoops. See, this is that says Kitsap. Better not use that one. Oops, where'd my Snohomish go? No, oh, hold on.
Want me to do Snohomish?
Hold on, I think I might have to cheat off your. I think I didn't get it printed. All right, I got 2 of them that didn't print. That's okay. All right.
Okay.
So Snohomish County, hold on. I know you're in a hurry, Dan.
No, not.
I'm giving you a hard time.
No.
Okay, let's see. What do we got? So we got 28% of sellers in Snohomish County went under contract within the first 7 days on the market if they listed their home between December 27th, December 22nd, and December 28th. 61% of sellers went under contract within the first 14 days on the market in Snohomish County if they listed their home between December 8th and December 21st. So that's a big number. So that 2-week data right there before Christmas, those 2 weeks before Christmas, pretty active for buyer or for sellers.
Pretty solid number. Yeah.
Pretty solid number. I mean, over half of them half of sellers getting on a contract within the first 14 days on the market. That's a pretty good market for this time of year.
Yeah.
And then we had 37% of sellers in Snohomish County actually set offer review dates last week. That's a bit higher than what we've seen recently. And I think the numbers are just lower. So it can get more skewed, but 37% is pretty high in Snohomish County for setting offer review dates. We will see what the effectiveness is of those offer review dates next week. And then we've got, oh, that was 31%. Did I say 37?
That's
31% of sellers in Snohomish County set offer review dates. I can't read my typing over here. And then active listings. Let's see, what do we got? Yeah, that's right. So
80.
for the total active listings in Snohomish County, the average days on market is 89. So that's a big number. And the median, let's see, the median days on market in Snohomish County is 69. Yeah. So, and Snohomish County is down to 0.9 months supply of inventory. And that's low.
Yeah, that's
It
almost
becomes a much stronger seller's market when our inventory dips to that level in Snohomish County. So anyway, so that's Snohomish County. All right.
Pierce.
So Pierce. Let's see if I have Pierce printed. Oh yeah, I got Pierce here. All right. So we got 23% of homes in Pierce County 23% of sellers in Pierce County went under contract within the first 7 days on the market if they listed their home between December 22nd and December 28th. So that's the week of Christmas. 43% of sellers went under contract within the first 14 days on the market if they listed their home between December 8th and December 21st in Pierce County. 15% of sellers set offer review dates last week. And Pierce County is down to 1.4 months supply of inventory. That has dropped. So that's Pierce County. What else we got? Pierce, Mason. There we
You
go.
want to go Mason next?
Let's do Mason.
Big Mason. Okay, here we go.
Mason County. So let's see. I'm going to do the 30-day data.
Oh, no, Mason County pulled a goose egg. A goose egg.
I know. Mason, I know. The week of Christmas was tough on Mason. You must have compassion. Come on, Dan. Don't be making fun now. Yes, I know. So nobody who listed their house during Christmas, the week of Christmas, sold their house during the first 7 days. So we won't report on that data. So 13% of sellers were able to get under contract within the first 14 days on the market in Mason County if they listed their home between December 8th and December 21st. That's still a paltry number. Not a lot goes on in Mason County in the real estate market, apparently, in the month of December. So
I think Mason County can be described as sleepy right now. It's a little bit sleepy there.
It's one of those places that you visit in the summer. You know,
Yes.
it gets a lot more activity in the summertime.
Yeah.
So I think the real estate market also picks up.
Yeah.
It's more of a seasonal market, I think, over there. So, and then we've got 59% of sellers get under contract within the first 30 days in Mason County. So that's not too bad. It's just that month of that Christmas time thing.
Yes, that's right.
That's what that is.
They'll get off the schneid here come now that we're in 2025. I'm feeling confident.
Yeah, and Mason County's they're actually down to 2.3 months supply of inventory. So I'm not sure what happened there. Their data, kind of fluctuates fairly widely because it's a lower population county. So, but 2.3 is much better than the 3 it was. I think it was last week. So Anyway, so Skagit County.
Yes, I've been waiting for Skagit County.
Yes, you've been waiting for Skagit, haven't you, Dan?
Yes.
1.9 months supply of inventory in Skagit County right now.
That's not too bad.
And we really can't talk about the 7-day data for Skagit. It's non-existent.
That's because it's a zero.
They didn't sell it. Then no houses sold. Let's see. Now, 35% of sellers got under contract within the first 14 days on the market if they listed their home between December 8th and December 21st. So the 2 weeks before Christmas were okay in Skagit County, which makes sense.
Yes.
And they had 49% of sellers getting under contract within the first 30 days. So yeah, they still have a decent market in Skagit County. So let's see. And they are not setting off for review dates, and they should not be. Just like Mason County, don't set off for review dates up there yet.
Don't set
Okay.
off for review dates when you got zero number of homes pending
Big
within
goose
the
egg.
first 7 days.
Big goose egg for the 7-day data.
Yes.
No off
Okay.
for review dates, guys. Okay, Kitsap County.
Oh,
Hey, are anybody
look.
out there?
Oh, my goodness.
Hi, guys. Somebody send me a heart. I feel like I'm on by myself. I think you can like swipe to the right. You could see something. Can you see like, I guess you can see who joined, I guess is what it does. All right. Okay. That was interesting. Okay, Dan, I'm back. Kitsap County.
Kitsap County.
57% of sellers got under contract within the first 7 days on the market if they listed their home between December 22nd and December 28th. That is the week of Christmas, people.
Holy mackerel. Look at that.
Kitsap County, they don't care. It's a holiday.
It's red hot. It's red hot over there in Kitsap County.
Kitsap County, rocking and rolling. 51% of sellers in Kitsap County got under contract within the first 14 days on the market if they listed their home between December 8th and December 21st. 13% of sellers set offer review dates last week. And Kitsap County has 1.3 months supply of inventory.
Whew.
So
That's coming down for Kitsap. It was higher.
well, it's been hovering, right? Because last time
What was it last time?
Kitsap was 1.2, so it's gone up a little bit.
Oh, never mind. I stand
it was
corrected.
1.1 the week before that. So it's actually Kitsap County inventory is going up.
You know what? I'm gonna put that statement that I just made into my
back in the box because
right back in.
every week for the past 4 weeks it's gone up. Aside for Kitsap County, but they're selling like hotcakes. So I just think that what's happening is that some of the old listings are not getting purchased, and the buyers are leaning towards the new listings, and that's scary for the sellers that have been on the market for a while.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that's the stats. So we should talk really quickly about the impact of staging, because let me grab my data on that. Okay, this is the story with the staging. So what I did was I took a 6-mile radius in South Snohomish County, sort of between Bothell, caught some Mukilteo properties, and out towards Echo Falls area, up to South Everett. And I limited the age between 1980 to year built 2000. I took the size of 1,800 to 400 square feet on lot sizes that were between 5,000 to 12,000 square feet, so that land would not impact the value of the home. And it yielded about 150 listings. And I went and I looked at the pictures for each one of those listings and decided whether they were professionally staged or not. So if they were using their own furnishings for staging, I put them in one bucket, along with the homes that were not staged with, that were empty, right? No furniture whatsoever, as well as ones that were, didn't really stage at all and they just had their own belongings in there. But also with ones that had some sort of proper placement of furniture, but they were dated pieces. Those all went in the not staged bucket. And then the other cart or bucket that I put together was the professionally staged bucket. And those homes were very nicely staged overall. And there were 71 of those, and there were 75 that were not staged properly or not staged at all. And so the results of that are very interesting. And when I've run these numbers before, it comes out very similar. So the staged homes received 3.4% more price per square foot than the unstaged homes. So on a 950 square foot or $950,000 home, that equates to $32,300. So an investment of between $3,000 and $4,000 in staging could yield you on average $32,300. So that could, be any range in there, but that's the average. And I think that's incredible. So staging is very inexpensive for the return. And I will also add, so the other important statistic associated with staging are the average days on market that the house is actually on the market. And if it's not been staged, the average days on market is 17. If it's been staged, the average days on market are 10. So the median days on market for not staged is 6, and the median days on market for staged listings are 5. So, that may not seem like a big difference, but it's a heck of a lot of difference getting, under contract within that first 7 days on the market.
The 10-day versus 17-day is a big deal.
It's a big deal. That's another whole week, on the market. And, you're not necessarily going to be getting full price. You're not going to be getting multiple offers. There's a lot of reasons why you would want to stage. For one thing, if you're on the market for 2 weeks and you're looking at your agent and you're like, hey, how come we're not sold when we got, like right now, what we've got in Snohomish County, we've got, let's see, here we go. So the first 7-day data is kind of weak right now, 28%, but that's typically a little higher in Snohomish County. But, if normally, like last time, what we were looking at, last time it was 44%, right? Yeah, no, last time it was 35%. That's more normal, more typical. But, you're looking at your agent and saying, how come I wasn't one of the ones that, got under contract, one of the 35% that got under contract in the first 7 days? Well, if you left something out, like staging, that could be a reason, right? So you really want to do all the right things in preparing your home for market within reason. You're not going to remodel. That's crazy. Don't remodel, but you may want to update a few things like lighting. So if you've got modern, brand new kitchen, brand new bathrooms, and you've got dated lighting throughout the rest of the house, oh my gosh, that's kind of an obvious. Go ahead, update some of the lighting. You don't have to do all of it, but you can do the entry, the dining room chandelier, maybe some hallway fixtures, but it's really inexpensive to change out the bedroom ones too. So, anyway.
I'm going to point this out to our folks that are watching right now, but you've got an ebook that's out there for how to sell your home for more. And it covers all, it was 13 points. I was just going off the memory. 12 points that are listed. There's a bonus mystery 13th point. And, and you cover all of this stuff, soup to nuts. For example, what's the best doorknob to have on your front door? That makes a difference. What color do you want your front door?
It does. Hey, the knob matters. I know. I'm glad Dan brought that up. Let me just interject. It's a hot button for me. Don't use a little round doorknob on your front door. Those are bedroom doorknobs. Don't do that. So your front doorknob should not just be a level. I love levers. I have one on my back door. But for your front door where people are approaching to view your home, you want one with a little, the big handle, right?
Right.
So it feels substantial. You've got a deadbolt above it. That's what you want to see when you're a buyer walking up to a front door. You also want that door to be very presentable. Right now, everybody loves black for a front door.
Yeah.
And as far as I know, that's still sort of the same thing now. I know that dark charcoal is also very in right now for front doors. But that entry is a very important thing. And thank you for mentioning the doorknob, Dan. It's a hot button.
Well, it's a hot button for you. Yes. Well, it's a funny thing. We talk about these things every week, and it takes a while, but it finally sticks in my little brain. And
Dan's picking up some he's picking up some ideas on how to get your house prepared for market. The ebook is called Kat's Successful Formula for Listing Your Home or Preparing Your House for Market. So that's what it's called.
Yes, and if you want it, talk to Kat.
Want a copy, DM me. Yep.
Yeah, just send it right out.
DM me, and we're happy to forward that over to you. And it's got all 13 items that you should take a look at. You may not need to do all of them, but you could take a look at, make sure that you're getting your home properly prepared for market. Listen, in most cases, we're not talking $50,000 to prepare a house for market. In most cases, you're looking at probably 25 to 30. maybe less if you don't need to do any major exterior painting or interior painting. But a lot of times people do need to do carpet, interior paint, and those are sort of get to be bigger ticket items. It could be, five to 7,000 for carpet, depending on the size of your home, and the quality, right? Got a nicer home, it's going to be closer to 10 or 12, depending on how big it is. And same thing for interior paint, blowing out the whole interior. One color can be an inexpensive way to update the paint so you don't have a colorful house. So a lot of the homes that I noticed that were not staged or lacklusterly staged also were very brightly colored. And so that in and of itself will turn many buyers off. And
let me see if I can, I'm testing my memory here. But if I remember, you blow out the interior, it would be with Benjamin Moore Chantilly lace. That's my guess.
Wow, it's got a better memory than I do. Yes, Chantilly lace is a lovely color of white. And I believe the trends are going a little bit away from white, but it's still very safe to paint your house, blow your house out white right now.
As long as they're not trending toward green.
No, we're trending towards browns. We're headed towards browns now, away from grays. You'll still see a lot of gray out there for the next couple of years, but the trend in carpet color and wall color is warming up. And so my listing I have upcoming will have a light brown, light beige carpet, two-tone that just looks really nice for a listing. So,
one of the great disappointments in my life, and I'm getting old, but one of the great disappointments is that avocado and burnt orange have not come back into vogue.
I saw, what color was it I saw? It was this green color that was not avocado. And it was from like the 50s. And I'm like, that must have been like kind of a specialty. It was kind of like lavender. Every once in a while you see that lavender bathtub. And, I don't know if everybody's seen that or not, but I came across a green one, like not avocado, but like a little brighter. Not emerald, but just, brighter. Anyway. And then you wonder, like, do I remove that fixture? Because it's like, at this point, it's kind of endearing, Hey, did you see, that aqua blue bathtub over there? That's pretty cool. You can work around. I have clients who will keep that stuff.
Well, it's like
she's got an older home, and she just embraced it, and I'm all about that. I think that's amazing.
Well,
nothing wrong with those.
If you can get some of those homes that were built in like the late 50s, early 60s especially, and there's a real charm to those houses, because you went through that period with the futuristic stuff, with the space, and they just had a very unique period of home building back then, and it was, I don't know, maybe there's just a special place in my heart for that era.
You mean due to the age?
Due to my age, yes.
I think that it is interesting. I think the quality of construction in the 50s and 60s was quite good, and in a lot of cases. And there's some real interesting architecture that came out of that era, and also obviously back in the early 1900s as well. Not every home was built amazing, earlier on, but it's fun looking at the architectural styles and seeing, if it's something that will work in your, your palette of, taste.
Well, if I were throwing in a color, going back to color, I don't know why this came into my head here, but we were talking about colors. And I was thinking, what color has not been covered by like Benjamin Moore? I should submit this color. It would be called 2-day-old avocado. I wonder how that would.
That would be a gray green.
That would be a great, a brown green, green brown.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes.
And baby shit colors are my favorite colors. No kidding. He's laughing. I'm serious.
gosh,
designer in my day that agree with me.
we have gone far afield from where we started today.
He's like, we're done with this live cat. We're down to talking about baby shit. That's enough of that. It's like I'm signing off. That's enough to go grab a cocktail.
Oh gosh, Kat. Well,
All right, are we done? Did we cover everything?
I think we covered everything and then some. Yes.
Yep,
So this, this coming week is going to be very interesting. So I'm looking forward to next week's live stream. It's going to be a really, really good live stream next week.
Yep, and we're going to evaluate the effectiveness of offer review dates next week. So that'll be a very interesting topic.
Yes, it will be.
I like it.
Yes,
Yep.
so-
No, I'm dying to know, because I know that at the end of the year last year, it wasn't very effective to set an offer review date overall. And
Right.
so I just want to know what the real numbers are right now, January. So
Well, it's good
because
to know.
I need to be able to tell my client, should you, whether he should set an offer review date, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So, well, on that note, we'll
Dan.
end this week's live stream, and I'm looking forward to next week. Thanks, Kat.
Yeah. Okay. See you later, Dan.
Take care, Kat.
Okay. Let's